Good evening, Sue. As always, I appreciate you dropping in to check out the stream. I did see that you set up a Gmail account. I have invited you to be a manager, moderator. You'll have to accept that in your Gmail, I think. All these people are chosen from every part of the world. Why are they here? To genetically improve the human race. We all contribute, and we all benefit. I had some pretty beneficial science stolen from me. Do you know Rachel Duncan? Oh, we do now. Yeah, this is a big day for all of us. She's in seclusion. We found her. Well, all those children here. You want to meet who? Who's children? P.T. Westmoreland. He lives here with us. Really? How old is old P.T. now? 170 last year. Are you familiar with his 1880 paper on post-subjectivity and collective research living? It's totally visionary. Okay. Oh, okay, you accepted it? Alright, let me check things out here. You ought to be able to, now that you accepted it, you should be able to talk on this live stream somehow. I don't know how to do it. We're learning together on this thing. The little girl you see in the bottom of the screen to your right now, she's the one that got her chin stuck to that tape. She's doing okay, but yeah, she's the one right there. That's Ilas's little sister. Come on, girl. Where are you going? I'm trying to zoom in on you. Nah, you don't want to let me? Okay. That's fine. I won't force you. Let me go in here and see if there's something I have to do in YouTube or not. I don't know. Let's see here. Studio. Nah, she didn't lose any skin. It is sort of, how do I want to say it? Like, let's say a really old person, you know, like if you were to pull out on their skin, it would sort of stay a little bit, you know. It does that, you know. But I'm pretty sure it's going to go back down just fine.
And he's just telling me that we got something to go on here. Yeah, there's always something to go on. I can't contact Shubham's network. Worried they're blown too.
Look, I'm gonna help you. There's a vice on me down at the station right now on the Duco thing. I don't even know who's legit police and who's Neo right now.
Alright, it just says pending still, so if you accepted it, it maybe takes a little bit or something. I don't know, because it's showing you as pending.
Felix, what do you need us to do?
Nothing. I don't need anything. Just, where's Helena?
She's out hunting.
Trapping.
It's all categorized as hunting.
I know, but specifically she's trapping.
Okay.
I appreciate y'all stopping in to check out the stream. While you're in here, if you could hit that like button, I'd appreciate it. When I get the first couple people that come into the stream to hit the like button, it really boosts that algorithm and it gets a lot more people into my streams. So I'd really, really appreciate if you double tap center your screen there and give me a thumbs up. I don't know if you just got to catch it before you other couple just rolled in, but I was just showing a Mexican West Coast rattlesnake. The ones in this enclosure are timber rattlesnakes, known as Crotalus horridus. They are a venomous pit viper found throughout the eastern United States, all the way from New England to northern portions of Florida, as far west as Minnesota, and northeastern Texas. These rattlesnakes have been listed as a species of concern because of declines in populations. It takes them a very long time to reach maturity, anywhere between 8 and 11 years, and then they only breed, every 3 to 5 years as mature females. So it takes a very, very long time for this species to reproduce. So if just one female is killed, it can destroy an entire population of them. So conservation with this species of rattlesnake is extremely important. Thank you, anybody that has just stopped in to check out these snakes. These are timber rattlesnakes known as Crotalus horridus. They are a venomous pit viper found throughout the eastern United States. They are one of the larger pit vipers in the United States.
Minecraft. Thank you. I saw it playing on a laptop at the safe house. Do you think that would help?
It could, yeah.
Great. All right, I'm on it.
I'm going to wait till I get a couple of likes and get some people in here. Oh, okay, you had to download the app. I understand. Okay, good deal. Yeah, whatever you got to do, if you can do it from your end, if you need anything from me, just let me know. You don't have to, but if you would like to, take this phone number down and you can shoot me a text if you need to, if it's a little easier to communicate or anything. But actually, I'll just send it to you in your email. That way I don't have to say it, on this live stream. If you, again, you're not obligated in any way. I'm just doing it, if there's any questions or anything, if you, and if you don't even want to help me out with this moderator thing, you don't have to. I appreciate it, though.
No cracks. No. Damn, you're a survivor. Thing is, your present friends are only worth what they know. And I'm betting they know where this one is. You ever meet the psycho? Running around all pregnant?
Oh, never seen her.
I'm realizing you don't know how far we're
Alright, I just sent it in the email.
Better embrace this new future, Art, because it's going to be here real soon.
Are you fucking retarded? Why would you ask me that? Whoop, I'm sorry. I didn't realize I didn't mute that before I just said that to someone on the phone.
Like Jeremiah Johnson over here.
Yeah.
She's close, by the way.
Hey, thank you to the few of y'all that have stopped in to check out these timber rattlesnakes. I appreciate that. While you're in here, can you double tap center your screen, give us a thumbs up? We just started this stream, and if we get a handful of likes in the very beginning, it seems to boost the algorithm, and it gets a whole lot more people in here checking out our stream. We got 3 people that's been in here steady, and only 1 has hit the thumbs up. If you would hit the thumbs up button, it would really help us out, guys. You're still here watching, so you must like it a little bit. So double tap center your screen and show us that you like it. If you can't get it to work that way, in the upper right corner of your screen, you'll see 3 little dots. Click on those, and a menu will drop down, and the thumbs up will be in there. Hey, thank you, whoever just gave the thumbs up. That was kind of strange. It showed up and disappeared. You might want to try that again, whoever did that. You gave me a thumbs up, then it disappeared, so I think you might have tapped again on accident. There you go. I appreciate that. Thank you. It just showed back up. There's 3 people and 2 likes. Can the other person in here please give us a thumbs up? I really appreciate it. It's the only way to boost the algorithm, the only way to get more people into these streams. Without your likes, these streams fizzle out to nothing, and it's a big waste of time. But as long as y'all hit the like button, it keeps it going, and it keeps bringing more people in. You're looking at timber rattlesnakes. They're scientifically known as Crotalus horridus. They are found throughout the eastern United States, all the way from New Hampshire to northern Florida. They are found all the way out to Minnesota and to the northeastern portions of Texas. So they are a widespread rattlesnake. However, they have been listed as endangered species candidate in many areas due to things like deforestation, them building homes, roads, etc., taking their habitats from them. And another big factor is human intervention, people killing them out of fear and things like that. And with these, I'm sorry, I'm reading something here.
You didn't think it would be there.
Okay. I'm not sure I understand your comment there, Sue. I know you said that was Tom. Are you saying he learned or be learned? I don't know what you're saying there. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm a dumbass.
I mean, think about it. If you want to genetically improve the human race, life extension is the first principle. This is the heart of the evolution. There's a child, and she has cancer. I've seen others like her brought here for some experimental treatment. Rachel is ramping up their agenda. And this has something to do with it.
It's time.
There's a clinic across the camp with the Red Cross on the door. That's the key. Okay?
Nice. Let's go.
Oh, I got you. Okay, I got you.
It's right. I'm putting in Charlotte.
Let's go.
Oh, no, the crazy seconds.
Oh, okay, yeah, Tom learning how to double tap. All right. I was wondering, I was like, man, somebody hit the like and then they went off again. I figured somebody tapped it again. I wish YouTube would come up with a different way for that, because if you double tap on your screen and you accidentally tap it again, it takes it away. And that's a little bit stupid, you know, to take it away that way. I think they should make it where you have to go to the drop-down menu to remove your like.
What are you waiting for?
But I don't run YouTube, unfortunately. So I don't make fucking rolls. Yeah, it's a learning curve. That's for sure. But I'm not going to be on here real long tonight. I just sort of threw a stream on quick because the one earlier stopped, you know, by itself somehow, and I figured there was probably a handful of people watching it. The analytics of it didn't look too bad. It looked like we had some people chatting and stuff, so it turned out okay. So I just wanted to drop in and, you know, let everybody say goodnight to the little snakes, I guess, and, you know, let everybody know that I didn't intentionally cut everybody off. It just sort of stopped itself somehow. I don't know what the heck happened. But hopefully in the next week or so, you know, I have the new snake barn finished, and everything will be real professional looking out there. I'll have the new YouTube studio set up, you know, so a lot of things are going to change as soon as that's all together, and I'll have all my new camera equipment, everything set up correctly, and, you know, our streams will be able to go through, you know, different snakes and everything, and, you know, and like I say, you know, whenever you have time and stuff and you help me out as far as this moderator thing, you know, I appreciate it. You know, maybe you could save a couple articles or something about the different species and stuff, you know, where you know, maybe you can get involved in conversations with some of the people about it, and you know, tell them what snakes what, you know, where they're from, and, you know, the same old shit that I do, you know, a little bit of education for people. Yeah, I saw that, actually. Hijinks commented on a couple of my shorts about getting their snake. That's pretty cool, and I didn't see it in the live stream, but they commented for me. But yeah, he or she, whatever, whether it's boy or girl, I don't know, but they were actually asking me how to transition from feeding live to feeding frozen thawed. And, you know, there's a couple people in here, so if anybody ever is considering getting a snake and they are fed live right now, and you get it and you want to switch to frozen thawed, my best advice is to get that snake, feed it a live meal for the first 2 weeks. So you'll give it 2 feedings after it arrives with you, the way that it normally eats. Give it time to settle in and reduce the stress that's on the animal from the new environment and everything. And then about the 3rd feeding, go ahead and start trying to offer that frozen meal. Now, if you're offering me a meal, I don't give a shit if it's frozen or cooked. I'll eat anything. So I got a joke for you that's either going to make you laugh or make you leave my stream and never come back. So I'm going to say it here. Hey, there you are. Yeah, you're back again. I appreciate you stopping in. Thank you, thank you. We was streaming earlier and the stream cut off, so we started the stream back up for just a little while to say hi and you know, let everybody see the snakes one last time for the night before lights out. But yeah, anytime that we got a stream going, you know, I appreciate it. You stop in and, you know, have a chat with us here. You know, myself is usually watching, or Miss Sue is on there to talk with you. And yeah, Sue, I'll save that joke until another time now that we have somebody else in here. Sorry about that, y'all. I accidentally hit the damn button there. But, hey, I appreciate it. A few of y'all have stopped in here. While you're in here, double tap your screen there. Give us a thumbs up, please. You're looking at timber rattlesnakes, scientifically known as Crotalus horridus. These ones that you're looking at are only 3 weeks old. They are from 2 different mothers. Some of them are black phase, some of them are yellow phase. These specimens are babies that would naturally occur in the northeastern United States, specifically Pennsylvania. This snake is found in the entire East Coast. In the past, it used to be called a canebrake rattlesnake in the southeast. It has always been the timber rattlesnake in the northeast. They have had a relatively similar name, well, I guess almost exact name, but one word more. In the southeast, they was called Crotalus horridus horridus. In the northeast, they've been just Crotalus horridus. They have been grouped together into one big giant group now, so whether in the southeast or the northeast, they are now considered timber rattlesnakes everywhere you go on the East Coast. Or the eastern United States, rather. And since all you left, I'll shut up because the 3 that are in here has already heard all this. Hey guys, thanks for stopping in. Do me a favor and double tap center your screen. Give us a thumbs up while you're in here. Even if you're only going to be here for a minute, give us a thumbs up. That'll help spread this to a wider audience. It'll get more people in here checking out our stream. Maybe we can give them a little bit of education and entertainment about these timber rattlesnakes. Timber rattlesnakes play a very important role in our ecosystems. I'm not sure if you got to see it there, Sue, a little bit ago. You were checking out or downloading the app that you had to download when I showed it. So you may not have saw it. So I'll go ahead and show you again now that she's out right this minute, because she don't come out real often. She usually hides a lot. But this is the Mexican West Coast rattlesnake. My opinion, they are one of the prettiest pattern rattlesnakes on the planet. Of course, nowhere near as pretty as the timber rattlesnake, but one of the prettiest. But this little guy here, or she, I'm sorry, it is a female. But this little girl here, she is a juvenile right now. She's just only a year old. But she is getting pretty large already. As I've told you before, the Mexican West Coast rattlesnake is the second largest rattlesnake species on the planet, second to only the eastern diamondback. Yeah, I believe they're a really pretty rattlesnake, for sure. And as they age, you know, their colors stay real vibrant and stuff like that is there. As I've told you before, the camera doesn't do any justice on colors and stuff with these snakes. When they're in person, they're just a whole lot, you know, brighter and I guess more saturated. You know, they're a whole lot better. Yeah, absolutely. Nowhere near as pretty as the black timber. The black timber rattlesnake is by far the prettiest rattlesnake that you could possibly look at. Now, I am growing pretty fond of that little baby black one right there. It will darken up more as it ages, but I really like that little baby black one right there. A whole lot. Yeah. I'm sorry about that. I just yawned. I think it's about nap time. Try to give you a little quick sneak peek at the new snake barn here. It's a metal building is what it is, but we had got the floor in today. We got the floor in, and we actually started getting the sidewalls on and stuff today. So I took this picture before obviously putting the sidewalls on. But yeah, we got a nice engineered hardwood floor, and the snakes will not be able to get much traction on that flooring. That's the reason I put that in there. That way they're a little easier to control. One of your favorites is the blue Insularis kitty. Yeah, the blue Insularis is a very, very, you know, pretty snake, but they are also very sought after. Everybody loves the blue Insularis, you know. They are super pretty. Kitty, did you get to see my blue Insularis? I do have a male in this area that we're in now. I don't know if I can get him on camera. Give me 1 second here, and I'll see if I can get my male on camera for you. Yeah, he's right in front of the cage, so I ought to be able to do it. Bear with me, everybody. I'm going to move the camera here so I can try to show this blue Insularis to Kitty here. Let's see here. There we go. That's my male blue Insularis. He's a lot smaller than my female. And again, as you know, the cameras do not do justice for the color. You know, the color is way more blue and pretty, you know. But let me see if I can get his face on camera here. Oh, there you go, Bubba. Hey, there you are, Bubba. There you go, buddy. They want to see you. You talking about the emerald tree boa? Or are you talking about the green Insularis? But yeah, this guy right here, this is a 6-year-old male Tremorosaurus insularis, Komodo Island pit viper. This snake is found only on the Komodo Island at the Lesser Sudan Islands. Alright, I'll get you back to the rattlesnakes here. I'm getting old. Who do we got in the front here? Nope. Yeah, actually the girl in the front right there is the one that had got her chin or the bottom of her head stuck in the gorilla tape. She does have that little spot on the side of her face, but I think that might be the triple antibiotic ointment that I put on her earlier. Hey, anybody that just stopped in, you're looking at timber rattlesnake, scientifically known as Crotalus horridus. If you will, while you're in here, hit that thumbs up for us, please. Just double tap the center of your screen. That's the easiest way to do it. There we go. shit. Why does it still say pending? What the fuck is going on? Bertha's doing good. I still did not get her in her enclosure, and I did not get any of the other snakes out of the buckets yet. I figured I'm gonna maybe hold off on getting them out of the buckets and getting her in her enclosure until I get the new barn done. I'm hoping tomorrow to have the inside walls done to be able to start putting enclosures together in there, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and put, directly get them put in their new enclosures. Fuck. Okay, good. I'm glad you can see the analytics now. There should be a way for you to talk on these live streams as well. You'll just have to play around till you figure it out. And also, it's still showing me that you're pending, but maybe it'll just take a while or something for it to come through. I don't know. But I'll just let it roll until tomorrow and we'll see. I don't know if there's something else you have to do or not, but I reckon we'll get it figured out as we go here. But now that you can see analytics, don't laugh at me when you look at the analytics, because I don't do that well on this channel yet. But for only being about 2 months of posting reptiles and stuff, it hasn't gone too bad, actually. I've gotten grand total on the entire channel. I have gotten 700,000 views, and we are up to almost 1,800 subscribers. I went from, I think, like 30 subscribers to 1,800 in just under 2 months. Hey, Soviet, was you talking about the emerald tree boa? Yeah, the emerald tree boa is definitely a pretty snake. There are, just the standard green emerald tree boas. They are pretty in and of themselves. But there are also some morphs out there, like high yellow, calico. There's some different morphs that are just amazing looking. Eyeless, what are you doing, girl? Huh? Eyeless is right in the front here, trying to get in front of the camera by the looks of things. Hey, Romero. Doing great, man. How are you? I appreciate you stopping in again. Always. I appreciate every time you stop in, Benjamin. The snakes are still doing great. I appreciate you stopping in as well. Thank you. I'm sure y'all already have, but if you will, hit the like button if you haven't. It's good to start getting a group of people in here that wants to chat with myself and Sue. Sue's in here more than I am, and Sue is gaining quite a bit of knowledge about these snakes and stuff. So even when I'm not here, if anyone has a question, she could probably help answer that question. Yep, they're doing really well. We had two of them actually got stuck to a piece of Gorilla Tape. If you remember the snake venom bottle that was in there that we had for decoration, there was a loop of Gorilla Tape on the back of that to stick it to the side of the enclosure, and somehow they pushed it away from the side of the enclosure and got stuck to the tape. So we had to put some olive oil on them and carefully work them off of the tape, to avoid tearing up their skin at all. Yeah, Iris is climbing up the side of the cage there. She's being her spunky self. She's always out cruising around and doing something, causing chaos. She's a very active little girl there. But yeah, two of them got stuck. I don't know if you have noticed yet or not, but there's another little one in there that's about the size of Eyeless, maybe a little bit bigger. And that's Eyeless's sister. And actually, she's one of them that got stuck. But like I say, they appear to be doing fine. Don't appear to be any lasting effects from it, so everybody's still moving around strong and doing just fine. So yeah, they'll bounce back for sure. Snakes and reptiles in general are very resilient creatures, Excuse me. I'm sorry, guys. I think I'm getting a little sick. Yeah, I hate to cough on you like that. I know I've been doing it a lot the last few days, but I certainly don't mean it. But yeah, they bounce back. They are really, really resilient. They heal up. So, like I say, in the wild, less than half of these babies would survive into adulthood. So, at least being with us, they stand a better chance and stuff, until they're bigger. Now, I went into this thing fully, like I do every time. I fully expect to lose a couple of them, but thank God, we haven't lost. Well, I can't say that. We did lose one. So we've only lost one out of all of them so far, but we lost that one in the very first day. But from the very first day until now, we have not lost any, and we had the one that had the belly button issue where the little flies, laid maggots in the belly button and they started eating, inside of the snake, and we managed to catch it and we cleaned all of it out, cleaned it up, and it's healing up really well. It's scabbed over nice. Everything's good, and the snake is growing big and strong, and everything's good. Yeah, I appreciate that, Romero. The timber rattlesnake is by far my absolute favorite snake on the planet. I like me and Sue was talking a little bit ago. The black timber rattlesnake is probably by far the prettiest snake, or at least prettiest rattlesnake there is. As I try to educate people, their importance, they got a lot of importance in the ecosystems, and if we don't have these rattlesnakes in the eastern United States, they, a whole lot is going to just go fucking chaotic, with the ecosystems. After they're grown, I will release some of them. I will keep some of them. I have an outdoor 1 acre habitat that they live in, and most of these will go outside into that habitat. I do have 2 of them in here that will remain in cages. Eyeless is one of them. She will be in an enclosure her whole life, and there is one of the baby black ones in here that will also be in an enclosure as well. But aside from that, all of them will go outside into the habitat, and about 20 of them total between this enclosure and the other one I have will be released into the wild. My goal is to try to help boost the population, Hey, I appreciate whoever's giving us the hearts and the smiley faces and stuff. Thank you very much for that. If you haven't already tapped your screen for a like, do that as well, please. But their populations are very, very important. As I've explained several times, they are very slow to mature and reproduce, between 8 and 11 years old before they reach sexual maturity for a female. And then they only reproduce every 3 to 5 years. And a female may only give birth 2 or 3 times her entire lifetime. So, when one female is traveling and goes through someone's yard, someone sees it, gets scared and kills the snake, that can completely destroy that population or that colony of the timber rattlesnakes, because it would take decades to recover from just one female being killed. So it's very important to me to try to give back, to Mother Nature and to our ecosystems and our wildlife. If we don't have these timber rattlesnakes, one real big one that might not seem important to a lot of people, but it is. It's very, very important, is the fact that they eat eat the little rats and mice, moles, squirrels, and chipmunks and stuff. All of those little rodents carry disease and ticks and stuff. And ticks, obviously we all know that they transmit Lyme's disease. So in a roundabout way, these snakes help us from getting fucked up by Lyme's disease. Amongst many other things that they do for us. Yeah, tell us a random orca fact, please. We're interested in all types of wildlife around here, We would love to hear y'all's stories. Yes, Benjamin. They will go. These specific ones will be released in the northeastern United States. They'll be released in Pennsylvania, specifically central Pennsylvania. They will be out in the mountains, and I know where there are some den sites and gestation areas and things. And at the appropriate time, I will take them to a den site out there and introduce them. I will live stream it when I do so. I will not tell the exact location of the den out of, respect for the animal and not wanting people to know where their den site is, to try to mitigate the risk of somebody destroying their habitat or going out there and illegally catching them or killing them. Hey, Kitty, what's up with that orca fact? Are you going to tell it to us? There's Eyeless, right front and center like always. She has to make sure she gets her moment in the spotlight. Yeah, Sue, I am originally from central Pennsylvania, so I'm very familiar with the mountains there and all of that. So it's just a very good place for us. Yeah, Romero, I definitely, be safe while I'm out there. When I go out, in the wild looking, for snakes to take photos and things, I actually wear, they're called gaiters, leg gaiters. They're a bite-proof chap, essentially. I wear boots, the bite-proof chap. And I always have a snake hook with me. And if you're not familiar with what a snake hook is, this right here is a snake hook. This is just a small snake hook. I got larger ones for bigger specimens, but I've always got a hook with me, and I've always got those gaiters and stuff on. As I've said a couple of times on this channel, you may not have been here when I've said it, but there's some other channels on here that, all right, Benjamin, you have a good night, buddy. I appreciate you stopping in. Stop by again, please. No, we did not see the orca fact. We were waiting for it, but I don't think it ever came in. But what was I saying here? Oh, yeah, some of the other channels that you see on here, I'm not putting these boys down because I really like these guys, and I think they are great reptile keepers and handlers. Orcas are orange and black when they are babies. Wow, yeah, I never knew that. At what age do they change from orange and black to white and black? But anyway, a couple of these boys, like I said, they're great reptile handlers, keepers, and everything. They take great care of their animals. But I don't agree with their free handling techniques, such as you got Chandler from Chandler's Wildlife. You've got Tyler Nolan from Tyler Nolan Tattoos. You've got Stone from Stone's World. Will Nace. A lot of those guys, Tom Crutchfield. Tom Crutchfield don't do it so much as he did when he was younger. So he handles a little bit differently today as far as I can see. But those guys, free handle these venomous snakes, without any tools and things like that. And they claim, I've been working with this snake my entire life and whatever, And yes, you can sort of learn, the snake's, routines or attitudes and stuff. But regardless, no matter if I have these timber rattlesnakes for 20 years, they are still wild animals. So there's no reason to be free handling these snakes. And if you want to free handle them while you're in your snake barn by yourself or something, that's one thing. But to do it on camera and post it on YouTube for the younger kids and stuff to see, I don't completely agree with that, because there could be a couple of, let's just say, 13-year-old boys hanging out, out back in the woods, playing, and the one sees a rattlesnake and says, "Hey man, get your phone out, record this. I'm going to hold this snake, we're going to put it on YouTube." And they try to hold this snake without any hook, no anything. They get bit, they lose their finger, their hand, or even worse, their life. So I just don't agree with free handling on camera. The only way here at the Virtual Reptarium that we ever put hands on a reptile, or on a venomous snake rather, is, I will use a hook. I will tail venomous snakes, especially pit vipers, gaboon vipers, rattlesnakes and stuff. As long as I have a spotter with me, I will hold the tail and use the hook on the front portion of their body. Now, if it is medically necessary to pin them, we will pin them and pick them up, that way. But only if it's 100% medically necessary. Aside from that, we do not do it for views or likes or, any other reason. You have to respect the animal. Having no respect for them can cause accidents because they are unpredictable. Right? Yeah, that's true. That's very true. They are unpredictable no matter what. I could tell you, let's just say one of my monocled cobras, for example. I typically know exactly what he's going to do. Or let's even use these rattlesnakes as an example. I have been on this live stream before and told y'all, like, hey, watch this one right in the center. It's getting ready to open its mouth up real wide. You're going to see fangs and everything. And then they'll open their mouth. Because I can read the snake. I do know what the snake's about to do. But that doesn't mean that I know everything that snake's about to do. It is a wild animal. That snake, I could have good intentions and I could hold that snake 100 times, and then just one time out of nowhere, I might try to hold that snake and maybe I touched it, just in the wrong way, a little too fast or a little too rough or something that didn't seem any different to me, but it did to the snake. And it scared the snake. So the snake got defensive and, struck at me. And, so it's just not worth that risk, and it's not worth putting out there and possibly other people trying to replicate what you're doing and getting hurt by it. You can enjoy these animals, admire these animals and everything, from a distance. You don't have to be hands-on with them to enjoy them. I mean, we are starting to, gain a pretty decent, viewer count. We have people that come in and check out the streams and stuff, regularly. When you look at the analytics too, you'll see the concurrent viewers, and typically we'll get 30 or 40 concurrent viewers. So we get a small little following of people, watching. And, y'all are all able to admire these guys and watch them through your phone screen, You don't have to have them in your bare hands. I have not. I have never heard of that, but I am going to Google that right now. Let's see here. So you said it is Uncle Monty's Reptile Room from the series of unfortunate events movie, The Incredibly Deadly Viper.
Welcome to my humble abode.
about snakes?
Only what I've read in books.
No, not very much.
Well, we may have one or two things here that aren't in books.
I am checking it out right now.
Just put the big fellow in his bed and introduce you to a few of my friends. Oh,
How's the two-headed cobra?
well spotted. No idea.
That's cool, yeah. That's a two-headed spectacled cobra.
Totally can't stop this film, Jack. Our children, you have to see my latest discovery. Back in Tanzania, one of a kind, incredibly deadly viper. My assistant Gustav and I may be the only people ever to have seen it.
I can't really speak for Sue, but I believe she has heard a little bit worse than that word you used there, buddy. Out of me. I happen to cuss now and then. I have heard that cussing is a sign of intelligence, so I must be super fucking smart. That's all I can figure. I just watched a 2-minute clip of the reptile room that you were talking about on Uncle Monty's there. The big ass viper at the end, you know, yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, that would be amazing if that thing was real. I have a Malaysian king cobra. It's a baby right now. I actually sold my adult a couple years back, but they get 18 feet long. And mine, when I got rid of it, it was right at about 13 feet. And that thing could stand up tall enough to actually stare me right in the eyes, man. It was a little bit scary, to be honest with you. It was a little unnerving, you know, when I would go in and that guy would stand up because he had a 10 by 10 shed as his enclosure. And I ended up selling them. Like I said, I was a little nervous with him and stuff, and at that size, he was just too much to handle. So I have got a new baby now, and we're going to grow him up for several years, and I don't know whether I'll end up getting rid of this guy or not. See, my last one was a wild caught that I bought, and I had for a few years until it got so big. This one is a captive born and bred, and I've had it, you know, since it was born, so the snake will know me a lot better, you know, and not ever see me as a threat. So it definitely makes a huge difference on handling and cleaning and stuff. Yep, it did yawn, and it's really cool when they yawn. They give you a big old open mouth. But yeah, they're starting to get a little bit tired. You know, they're very active during the day and in the evening times. You know, just before lights out. You know, they start getting really active for a while. But then I'll turn the lights out. Everybody will find themselves a nice warm spot to lay. You know, in the enclosure, and they'll call it a night. And then in the morning, I'll turn the light on. And when I turn the light on, they'll stay laying on their little area for a while. But then eventually, once one starts moving, you know, they start disturbing them all. And then everybody gets up climbing around and climbing on the lid of the enclosure, up the thermostat wires, and all over each other like you see now. There you go. There was another big yawn for you there on the left. So, yeah, that one's getting a little sleepy. You know, when these streams are over, you can replay them later if you want to, if there's ever a part you want to rewatch. It does take a couple of hours to be available as a recorded video afterwards. Actually, they've only eaten one time so far, and they was on pinky parts. So we actually had to cut the pinkies up into pieces to feed them because they were so small. But they are to a size now, other than Eyeless and the one other small girl, everybody can eat a whole mouse pinky now. But Eyeless and the other little girl cannot eat a whole pinky yet. We are actually going to feed, and again, that was something else that I was going to do today, but just didn't get to it with building the new building and everything. But hopefully tomorrow I can get time and get to it, you know, and we'll go ahead and feed them. But the plan here is to feed them again, and then we'll wait, you know, probably another week or so. They'll probably start to go into shed again. They will shed. Once they have their second shed, each one of them will go into their own individual enclosure. Hey guys, I appreciate you hitting the hearts. You know, if you haven't liked yet, please double tap the center of your screen and give us a thumbs up as well. Thank you, thank you. All right, guys, I'm not going to be talking on here anymore. I will be monitoring the chat, you know, so I'll be able to chat back and forth that way. I just won't be right by the camera to be able to talk on the microphone. Hey, Andrew, thanks for stopping in. How's everything going over there at the Colorado Rattle Cam? Everything going good? I haven't been over in a couple of days. I'm going to stop in and check it out here in a while. Double tap that screen, Andrew. Give us a thumbs up, buddy.
I tried them once and they went right through.
Yeah, you know, another one of my, you know, top 5 rattlesnakes is the Southern Pacific rattlesnake. They actually have a California cam where they have the Southern Pacifics as well. Going good. We're watching Natasha, the Black Widow, at the moment because the snakes went to bed. Yep, snakes went to bed. Black Widows, if y'all are interested in Black Widows, crap, I can set you up all kinds of cameras for them around here. We got tons of them. You know, the females are the coolest looking ones. What are y'all looking at, a male or female? Good night, Romero. Thank you. I appreciate that. Appreciate you stopping in. Stop in tomorrow. It's a female? Yeah, cool. Good deal. Yeah, the females have the red on them, you know, so they're definitely a much prettier spider. Don't they put their eggs in a like a little cocoon type thing, you know, in their web? I don't know the proper terms. Or do they carry them on board? Awesome. Perfect, buddy. I appreciate it. I'll get a stream going, you know, probably around lunchtime tomorrow, maybe a little before. And also, you know, anytime a stream is on and it cuts out of nowhere, rest assured I will restart the stream as soon as I realize it. During the day, I put the stream on and then I go out and get to work and stuff, so I'm not always right there to realize it, but as soon as I realize it or notice, I get them right back on. But thank you for everything. They guard it, the females. So yeah, they guard their babies. But my question is do they carry the babies with them, or do they just guard that little nest thing that they make? How does that work? That's what I'm curious about. Oh, okay. Yeah, they lay it in a sack and then guard it. Yeah, that's cool. So I wasn't sure how it works. I'm not a big spider guy, but I think it's all pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, if you see the hourglass, it's definitely a female, because I don't think the males even have the hourglass. Like I said, I don't know a ton about them. I just know of them, because here in South Carolina we have them. And when I first moved here and I was doing work, I'm a custom cabinetry and furniture builder. And sometimes when I'd go into those new construction homes, there'd be webs and things, and you know, I would see them, and you know, I always was a little nervous of them because I thought they'd kill you, but it turns out they really won't. Yeah, praying mantises are really crazy. I actually saw praying mantis kill and eat a ringneck snake one time. It was so crazy. Like, I had no idea that they were like that, but they are vicious little guys. Yeah, the skunks and badgers, man, they definitely put a hurting on them snakes. Uh, you know, I hate to see it happen. Unfortunately, it's part of nature, but you know, it just sucks, you know. But I'll tell you what, man, that is a huge den that they have put their cameras on. That's just ridiculous sized den. I'm so impressed with the size of that. I've never seen a den that size in my life. Yeah, jumping spiders are cool. I actually breed jumping spiders. I breed them and I sell them at the pet shows and stuff, you know. So that's the only spider that I am familiar enough with to, you know, do anything with. But they're very popular. People love them as pets and stuff, you know. And to be honest, you can make some serious money off of jumping spiders. It's kind of crazy. They're just little guys, but people buy the heck out of them, you know. Yeah, the jumping spiders, they, how do I want to say it? You know, some of them do have pretty colors. You know, like the males. You know, they have these little things right on the front. You know, that almost look like boxing gloves. Some of them have, you know, like a I guess a bluish green color, like the green or blue color you'd see on a peacock, kind of. And then, you know, they're black and gray, whites. You know, maybe I'll do a live stream of jumping spiders one of these days. Yeah, I was going to say, Romero, you said you were going to go, but you still here. I mean, I'm not bitching. I appreciate you being here. I'm glad you are here. And Andrew, yeah, that's cool that they upgraded to the live stream rather than time lapse. I really appreciate looking at their streams. You know, I try to contribute daily to them. Like I said, I have not in the last few days here. I've been really busy and haven't got over there. I know that's no excuse, but I give them $10 a day. I know it's not a lot, but it helps them, you know, do a little something. You know, anyway. All right, Kitty, you have a good one. I thought you said you were going too earlier already, but that's cool. I appreciate you being here. See you tomorrow. Yeah, bearded dragons are cute. Speaking of bearded dragons, here you go. Here's one of my females. Her name is Lucy. She's hanging out in her hammock, trying to take a nap. I keep waking her up talking and stuff, but that's Lucy. She's almost an 8-year-old female. She still has some of her dinner there laying around. It looks like it's drying up. I'm gonna have to get it cleaned up in the morning. And then there's the old desert Massasauga. And there's the little teeny tiny little itty bitty gaboon viper. And there's Mrs. Squam. And can anybody tell me this one's name? Everybody should know this one's name. I know Sue can tell us its name. Yeah, she was saving a little bit of that lettuce for later. She will too, actually. It's kind of crazy, but in the morning when it's all dried up, she will still eat it when it's dried up. Yep, that's old Googly Eyes. Were you the one who named it Googly Eyes? We shortened it up. We call it Google for Googly Eyes now, but it's short for Googly Eyes. Yeah, yeah, it most certainly did stick. Hey, that's its name now. We still got to come up with some names now. We need a name for this girl here. Let me pull the phone back down here. Right here, we need a name for this little girl here. This is our tangerine albino western diamondback rattlesnake. She needs a name. This Mexican West Coast rattlesnake right here needs a name. And then the little black timber rattlesnake that's laying right in the center right there needs a name as well, because that one is going to be in an enclosure as well as eyeless. Rattlesnake Jake. All right, we can do that. Rattlesnake Jake. What's that? Does anybody else think Rattlesnake Jake is a good one? Tangy instead of Angie. Yeah, that might be a good one. That may be a good one. Rango. Okay, well, we can name, well, her name's Lucy already, the lizard, but I might get another bearded dragon real soon. There's somebody who is wanting to possibly get rid of theirs. But okay, so Rattlesnake Jake, that's the name for the rattlesnake. We will consider Tangy, whatever anybody else thinks, let me know. But when I get everybody set up in their new enclosures out in their new barn, we are going to have name tags on all of their enclosures, so they all have their names. And I normally didn't name my snakes, but I have started giving a couple of them names here and there. And then we also have the King Cobra that needs a name. I've been thinking about naming him Charlie, or like King Charles. Rattlesnake Jake from Rango. Okay, I'll check that out. I put this sphagnum moss in this cage. I never put sphagnum moss with rattlesnakes. Normally they kind of like it dry and stuff. But I put the sphagnum moss in here. I did not moisten it or anything. And these guys, when it's bedtime, they actually kind of like it. They actually end up, sort of pushing underneath it and, find themselves a nice warm spot to hang out. But I'm sort of being just like the other two. I said earlier I was going to go, that I would talk to y'all in the chat. And I still haven't left. So I am going to go ahead and quit talking here. I will be in the chat, though. So I will be typing back and forth with y'all for as long as you're in here checking things out. I appreciate everybody stopping in again. Certainly means a lot. I'm hoping we get to build up a, decent following of people who come in every time we got a stream going. Well, how about we just call him Rattlesnake Jake from State Farm? I don't know about a rattlesnake, but I have got a couple of cobras that would probably go ahead and slam that son of a bitch. I apologize, the camera fell.